that a lot of the games with Apple Jacks. Apple Jacks. He said that's where they got their influence. When you see them on one of the shows, they're wearing Apple Jacks, striped socks, marshmallows. Yeah. He said that he came to New York in the mid-70s, saw what you guys were doing. They came back, went on the show, and started wearing it. And then the TV show, the movie, Sonny Carson, and talking a little bit about.
Well, let me tell you, in 1971 to 73, Shabba-Do always visited the East Coast. Apparently, in a club, he went against a guy named Salsa from the Bronx. It was misconstrued that it was rubber band, but it wasn't. Salsa was the prodigy of what rubber band was going to be. Okay. Now, when you see the lockers wear suspenders, right? Wear suspenders, Apple Jacks, and marshmallow shoes, they got that from New York. They brought it back to LA. The same way in breaking, when you see Shabba-Do, he has a Webo look, an 80s style. And remember, Webo is not a dance. Webo is a Latino Bronx fashion to what's going to be lofty or house. A Bronx interpretation. When you see the spike, the cut-off shirts, the parachute pants that you see Shabba-Do do with, he got that from New York. One of the biggest crews in New York was HBO, Homeboys Only. Abby was the only, Abby, TVB, the press of HBO, was the only crew that I ever knew that had all 5 boroughs. All 5 boroughs. When you want to know about Webo, remember, Webo is a look, it's not a dance. It's a Bronx interpretation of really house, loft, and style. You understand? So when you say Dale Webo, it's a Bronx interpretation. You get nuts in your face like the outlaws of back in the days. You understand what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. California has a lot of passion and a lot of love. The style and fashion, you better chase where it belongs. That should belong to New York.
My question is, but it's kind of on the same tip. It has to do with the style, the fashion, the gear that the Outlaws used to wear. And can you describe those, the different eras, and actually give reference to names of like brands or like things they used to do, cut out their pants, type of shoes, all the brands, all that. Just yak about that for me.
Well, as far as fashion, all we had was Lees and Wranglers. That's it. There was no Guess Lees, there was no Calvin Klein. You either wore Pro-Keds or you wore Converse, and that was it. And then there was a way where you could take the stitching out of your pants and it would make a little fur line down the side of your jeans, and that was like the big thing. That was really the big thing. Knit shirts, shadow stripe pants, marshmallows, and that was what you couldn't get into a club. Sneakers, jeans, they wouldn't let you into a club. That was more reserved for basement jams and house parties and stuff like that.
That was the Outlaws.
The Outlaws didn't go to clubs. They wouldn't go.
No, I'm not. I don't care about the clubs. I want to know about the style, the fashion, the gear.
Colors, jeans, and everything.
Let me break it down. When it came to the outlaw look, you had Little Atlas, for those who could afford either combat boots or MC boots. Wore a lot of army jackets, wore a lot of bucket hats with camouflage. Those bucket hats are really like those fisherman hats. They had the little holes where they could stick things in it. A lot of bandanas. A lot of, again, Lees and Wranglers were like the preferred jeans back then. And you had that old rough look because what they would do is they would wash them because Lees was really hard. When they first had them, they were hard. They were real like stiff dungarees, so they would wash them. Exactly. There you go. They weren't denim, they were dungarees. You know what I'm saying? What? Okay. So a lot of just regular plain old t-shirts. The gangs were the one that took the dungaree jackets and cut them off. That's where you get that terminology, flying cut sleeves. Meaning the DGs being cut off and flying the same colors. That's where it comes from. Okay.
Another part of the thing of gang fellas was going down to the Jewish neighborhood.
No, you can't answer that.
No,
I'll tell you. You don't live in that area. You can't answer that.
I know what's up with that.
I know that. That's my neighborhood. Give me that mic. Give me that mic. Give me that mic.
Listen, I live in Williamsburg. It's a slice of everything. I live in the middle of the shithole, okay? Gangland. Then 2 miles down was all Jewish. And if you didn't have this hat on, you were not a gangster. We went down and we ran 100 miles per hour. And once I was walking, you had to run and whoop, and take that hat off the Hasidic Jew. And that was a big black hat, all right?
You had to run.
Let me tell you something.
They come out.
You have to come to my neighborhood to get those hats.
I'm gonna tell you right
They
now.
only live in my neighborhood.
I'm gonna tell you right now. There's an old movie. There's an old movie who was like basically the first Chuck Norris from the 70s. His name was Billy Jack. Billy Jack, right there. Look at hey, he has on. Look at Billy Jack's hat that he has on. He is the first Chuck Norris. Check that out.
Yeah, man. You took the hat and then you redesigned it, you stripped it up, and then you put the bandana around it, you put a little string, another string around the collar belt, and dude, that was part of gang gear.
And I took one.
Yeah, and then, you know, when other cats saw you with it, they knew what you had to, if you rocking it in the hood, they know what you had to go through to get it, so they're like, you know, that was a big deal. But to answer your question, just look at the back of the furry rock shirts or the crew shirts. That whole concept came from the outlaw gang when they used to put the rag, what's called. The term is called patches, rags, cuts, and the way they turn letters and arches, that's called rockers. So that whole concept comes from them, and it got, you know, passed on down to the rockers and the B-boys and all that stuff. That's why they're paying homage. That's why we make vests like that to pay homage to that.
Now everybody sign up, let's make this a hot ass battle. While we're here.
Let's thank our Rock Band Summit panel discussion members. Give it up one more time. That's it right there. All right, check this out. We're going to go